Wait, what's going on here? Oh, okay. Well, hello there. How you doing? And apparently they're not watching anymore. Today is Wednesday, right? Double check. Yeah, Wednesday, April 28th. Hey, there's somebody out there. Hello, hello. How are y'all doing? I really need to get a good microphone. This thing, I swear it misses half the time. Oi! Hello, hello, Stone Farmer. Found time to draw yourself away from your big time spring planting operation to come hang out here, even though it's still daylight out there. Hello, Mackenzie. We actually started raining. Well, we've been raining off and on all day today. So I haven't been able to do much outside except look out there and go, well, what I've already planted is getting watered. That's good. Tonight I am drinking this stuff that Mary sent for me. And although technically I'm not supposed to be drinking coffee right now, it's not part of my diet. It does have that turmeric in it. So I mixed up some of that turmeric coffee and put a little bit of cinnamon in it, and it's making me sweat. Then again, it might be because it's 80 degrees in here. You haven't had rain for 3 weeks. Good Lord. Jeez, you're in Oregon. You're supposed to have rain. We get about 40 inches a year here, but it doesn't all come conveniently. That's the problem. All right, so you'll appreciate this lyric here. Yesterday's game ended the same way too. Going insane, sitting out thinking of you. And I don't know when it's gonna rain again. Sure would love to see your face again. I miss you. Ooh, miss you. Ooh. Okay. Boy, on this end, I don't know when the rain's going to stop. All right, so let's see. On the 15th, I planted corn. That was the big horse spotted corn. I got that in the ground. A couple of days later, I got the lentils in. I got some lentils for the Can I Plant That series, and they sprouted. So the lentils, the dry lentils out of the bag from the dollar store, those sprouted. Then I put in some okra. That's this stuff. Cow horn out of these things. I finished breaking those down. I've got a big bucket full of this okra seed here. I planted a row of that. I've got way more seed than I need. Boy, I haven't seen those come up yet, but that's the most recent thing I planted. Then right after that, I planted some Anasazi beans, and those haven't sprouted yet. So that's all I've got planted in seed right now. I've got some more things. So let's see what you guys have been up to. Stone Ape says, had 3-4 straight months of drought. Wow. Way too early for it. Yeah, apparently things have shifted over a bit. Like everything has moved eastwards by like one state's width or something. So I don't know what kind of weather you guys are going to get on the West Coast. Whitewater Crafting said, planted pumpkins, squash, and beans this week. Good stuff. I was planning on planting some squash, but I wanted to do a video where I crack open the one single butternut squash that I've got left that the groundhogs didn't eat last year and get the seeds out of that. But I wanted to do a cooking video along with it because I've got some beans that I grew and some onions that I'm growing that I want to put all together into the same pot. And I'm waiting for the pot to arrive. I ordered up a Dutch oven, a Dutch oven that actually has the proper lid on it where you can put the coals on the top to bake in it if you need to. So I ordered up one of those, and it's supposed to arrive, but it's not going to arrive until May. But that's okay because I usually don't plant winter squash until the end of May, beginning of June anyway. So it can wait, I suppose. All right. Other than the lentils, what else do you plant out there? 3/4. That's a lot of lentils, by the way. And on that video, Mary's talking in the background. I haven't edited it yet, but she's got. She was walking around with her phone, showing what I was doing. On that video, I was talking a little bit about how I don't really like growing lentils, but she took the approach that I just don't like lentils. I love lentils. Lentils are wonderful. They're great. They're loaded with protein. Don't taste too bad. I've got some stew in there that's sweet potato, beetroot, celery, onion, tomato, and lentils in it, and it's delicious. But growing them is a pain in my backside because they produce a whole bunch of little tiny flowers on little tiny slender little stems, kind of like chickpeas actually. And each one of those flowers, whenever it grows into a pod that has maybe 2 lentils in it, and then you have to deal with each one of those individually. So it's an awful lot like cleaning up grain when it comes time to harvest it. It's just you got to fiddle with it. I like nuts a lot better. I mean, that's you crack that and eat it. You're part of the way there. Anyway, Stone Ape Farmers is kind of getting too unpredictable for annuals. Yeah, exactly. That's another great reason for getting into perennial gardening is because perennials, we had that frost come in. If we had annuals out, they'd all be dead. But everything else, the perennials are just fine. I lost some leaves off the pecan tree, but it looks like they might actually bounce back and produce nuts this year anyway. And in any case, those established trees aren't going to be killed by a frost, even if we have an unseasonable one. Drops Family Garden. Hey, how's it going? Coffee is it's not bad the more of it you drink. It tastes this of course is turmeric coffee. It's an instant coffee. It's got turmeric root in it, and it's a little bitter, but I threw a shot of my cinnamon infused rum in there and topped it off with some cream, and it's not too bad. Whitewater Crafting says, I love my Dutch oven. Yeah, Dutch ovens are a lot of fun. I'll cook with it out there on the Acorn cooker. Actually, I've got just kind of redundant, but since it's all cast iron, I can put the entire thing in there and not have to worry about some plastic part melting off or anything like that. Carpenter Self-Reliance has not planted anything yet this week. Mackenzie is saying, hey, y'all. Mackenzie, what have you planted this week? Okay, Stone Ape Farmer says, lentils, bread seed poppies. Right, bread seed poppies. Exactly. Those are somnivar. That's the same poppy you get opium from. If you didn't know, the bread seed poppy is the opium poppy. Pop beans. What are pop beans? Winter peas. Okay. Sea kale, strawberries, of course, perennial kale, carrots, parsnips, beets, broccoli, pomegranate seedlings. Ooh. Oh, and then you're planting some freaking sorry, I said freaking. You're planting some of those South American Andes favorites, Masha and Ulaco. Cool. Those are mainly root crops, I believe. Yep. Yeah, turmeric is good for you. Unfortunately, okay, here's the deal. Turmeric is oil soluble, not or fat soluble, not water soluble. So it's not actually dissolving into the coffee brew. Yeah, so I just sort of have to swirl it around and drink the little chunks down as they come through. And Mackenzie is correct. Turmeric has anti-cancer and anti-inflammatory properties and should be paired with black pepper for the best absorption. Yeah. The active ingredient is curcumin, and it is a really, really good anti-inflammatory. If you compare it up with frankincense, it does a great job of knocking out joint pain. If you have painful joints, all my hips and shoulders and everything have been dislocated a few dozen times. So I've apparently hit that age where it becomes a problem. But frankincense and turmeric together with a little bit of black pepper knocks it right out. Um, Cinnamon, of course, helps with blood flow. That accelerates everything passing through your system. The rum doesn't hurt either. Just trying not to overdo the rum. Okay, Mackenzie says, I planted cabbage, cauliflower, calendula, and red bunching onions. Ooh, calendula. I don't think I've ever planted calendula. Cabbage and cauliflower is nice. But you live up a little bit further north from us, and so you've got a little bit longer of a cool spring season. I don't think I could get away with planting cabbage and cauliflower here um, because, well, like I said, 80 degrees indoors today. I had to turn off the air conditioner, but it was, I think, 75 outside, 100% humidity, and I am just sweating. It's horrible. Of course, the coffee might have something to do with that. But those cold season vegetables, potatoes, most of the cruciferous vegetables, they don't do well here in the spring. Ooh. Okay, Drops Family is saying use turmeric to make yellow rice, but Whitewater Crafty says amazing making some golden pickled duck eggs. You've got to do a video on that. You have to do a video on that and show us that the golden pickled duck eggs. My wife would love that. She's a nut for pickled duck eggs. All right. Pop beans. Okay, here we go. Answer to the questions I asked a Stone Date. Pop beans are a branch of garbanzos. Oh, okay. So, it's a chickpea. It's a chickpea, and they can be popped like a popcorn. Oh, I like that. I like that a lot. I'm gonna have to get in touch with you and do a little seed swap or something. That sounds cool. All right. 90 degrees already. Yeah. In Texas, you would. Here we haven't broken 85 yet. We haven't broken 85 yet, and on the 20th, it was snowing. 8 days ago, it was snowing and we had frost. Now it's in the 80s. This is the problem with Oklahoma anyway. We go too quickly out of winter into the hot weather. Wait on the broccoli because I don't like the fluctuating weather as much as other brassicas do. Yeah, I've got some broccoli rabe. I've got some radishes. I could probably get away with. Oh, I don't know if I could now. If I'd planted them back on the 15th, I probably could have gotten away with planting some radishes. But I've got carrots, broccoli, some daikon radish, some breakfast radish, also a few other things. I'm just sitting on and waiting until fall, whenever the weather breaks, because we'll have a very, very long cool period after September. October, November, December. I have about 90 days, usually about 80 to 90 days I can get stuff grown in. But then, January will come along and it'll start to get cold. And then February will come on and it'll freeze. All right. Let's see. Calendula is good, like marigolds for warding off pests. I'm gonna have to check that out. I've never tried growing calendula before. Might have money for shipping stuff by the time you harvest them. That's awesome. Stone Dave, what are you doing? What are you doing for money right now? Okay, there you go. You made your first $45 as a hired site. Oh, cool. All right. But you won't get back until they're, or you won't get paid until they're back from Arizona this week. So you are running around with a hand scythe, cutting grass and stuff. It's kind of cool. And I've got a fly bug in me. Apparently they're out now. You could probably package up some of those seeds and charge people that have you send them. It's an honest gig. Okay. Calendula is better just because of so many reasons, like helping micro stuff and soil plus some medicinal properties. Calendula. Calendula. Okay. All right. So what is everybody else planning? Don't everybody jump up and speak at once now. All right. Let me go check up on YouTube. For some reason, YouTube comments will come out and StreamYard doesn't pass them along. Bug. All right. Mary's late. That's okay, Mary. We'll forgive you this one time. All right. So Whitewater Crafting has some calendula popping up from an edible seed packet you sowed in the fall. That's cool. It's always nice to see things popping up. Let's see. Stone Date Farmer transplanted some chamomile and pineapple weed into the food forest. Okay. Not the bag handle. All right, so Drops Family Garden is planting chard, red burgundy onions, kale, red acre cabbage, tomatillos, gourmet lettuce like romaine, buttercrunch, etc., and much more. Awesome. You got lots of salad coming your way. All right, edible flower. Okay, edible. So calendula is an edible flower, right? I mean, I know I'm supposed to know this sort of stuff because I plant lots of edible flowers, but there's so many out there. There's Rosa Sharon, there's zinnias, of course, the daylilies and canna lilies, and what else? Oh, there's tons of them. Tons of them. Oh, speaking of edible things that might be ornamental, I can't really show it to you, unfortunately. Ha! It's a tease. Day before yesterday, I got a package in from Michigan Bulb. Wow, they're expensive, huh? And it's 3 different kinds of hostas and an ostrich fern that are going to go into a little shady corner that I've got over there. And hopefully from there, I'll be able to propagate those plants out and get a few going once I have more shade in the rest of the yard. But all of those are edible. Ostrich fern produces little fiddleheads early in the spring, which are edible. Either saute them or you can put them in a salad, either or. Hosta shoots, once again, those are an edible. Stone Ape says, whether so erratic, just throwing everything on the ground and seeing what lives. Calendula, great for skin irritations like rashes, burns, cuts, etc., and also used as a tea for the lymph system. Nice. Nice. All right. So I had a thing that I did for channel members that came out yesterday. And since you guys are nice enough to show up, I figure I might do something similar for you. Stony Farmer got to split his houses. All I have right now are a few crowns, so I'm gonna have to wait a bit before I can split them. So a few weeks ago, I had you guys in the audience throw out a couple of letters in between, A and G, and I cheated. I cherry picked the ones I wanted to use and put together a little riff. And then from that, I played around with it a bit. And what was it? Was it yesterday? I think it was yesterday. Yesterday, I started working on lyrics for it. And I put out a little short for everybody else. But for the members, I put out about 11 minutes of me sitting on the porch working on what the lyrics were going to be. So you got to see me do a little songwriting yesterday if you're a channel member. And ordinarily, that's for who's that for ordinarily? I don't even know what my rules are anymore. I believe it's Oak and Up. No, it might be Sprouse. Sprouse might be able to get the videos, but I made it available to everybody. I didn't make it so that only the high level members could get it. But I worked up some lyrics, and some of the people in the chat have already heard them. Well, that was one verse. Okay, it is a D for Drops is asking the question. It's a D, then a G. And Mary is saying, when's the pot arriving? Then we go to an E minor. And then I get ready for, it's not an A7, it's, I don't know what it is. An E minor D? Who knows? Then we go to A. I've searched the chord charts. That doesn't exist. This is not a chord. Neither is that. But it doesn't sound bad, so we're going to stick with it. So we have D, G, E minor, A. That's the chords we wind up using. And Mary was saying, when's the pot arrive? It's a Dutch oven. Don't ask when is the pot arriving. I don't have the prescription for that, Mary. Okay. Stone Ape saying, I'm better at killing things. They're supposed to be invincible. Yeah, I've got black thumbs. I'm telling you. It's horrible. Running a gardening channel and I've got black thumbs. All right. All right, here we go. Yesterday's game ended the same way too. Going insane, sitting here thinking of you. And I don't know when it's gonna rain again. Sure be good to see your face again. I miss you. We have some instrumental here. Been working on the violin a little bit. I think a piano too. I've been riding the range somewhere between Phoenix and Omaha. And the road hasn't changed, it's still the same as it ever was. I don't know when coming home again. Sure, good to hear your voice again. I miss you. And that's all I've got on so far. But the idea is that second part is supposed to be sung by the cowgirl, or you can flip the roles if you want to. Either way it works. Harmonica, yeah. Play that pattern 3 times and stick a D minor 7 in between the E minor and the A. All right, I'm gonna have to go back and read comments. Get some tips. Let me back up and look at y'all's those comments here. Yeah. Split his sauces into 4. Nice. All right. So Drops says, I'm also planting many herbs like calendula, borage, catnip, basil, lemon balm, lavender, hyssop, chamomile, lemon, bergamot, and just stuff like that. Oh, nice. Okay. I actually, oh, shoot, I forgot. I forgot. I didn't mention the tomatoes. I planted 22 mortgage lifter tomatoes back out there on the trellises. Yeah, exactly right. And in between those, I planted a total of 8 sweet basil, 8 borage, and 8 of those. I don't have the camera to turn this way. Of those sweet peppers, the ones I've been growing indoors. Hi, Kitty. Yes, you hear me talking. You think I'm talking to you. So I planted a whole bunch of tomatoes. I also have 6 of the pink brandywines growing in the little food forest south of the driveway. Interesting story about brandywines. That was one of the 4 different tomatoes that fellow that developed the mortgage lifter used to come up with that particular variety of indeterminate monster tomato. Rainy day, got to do something in minor key. All right, let me see here. Did coffee have cream and sugar? The stuff that you sent, Mary, this stuff, I'm presuming you got this for me because it's got turmeric in it. It does not have cream and sugar in it. It's just an instant coffee with a little bit of turmeric in it. I had to add my own cream and sugar. I got to try growing some hyssop one of these days. Super hard to kill hostas. That's good to know. Let's see. They made hostas may look weak after transplanting, but you took your sister's hostas to your super clay sand soil, and they did that. Grew back in full force next year. Did I tell you about the hostas that I got? I got some unusual ones. I got the filigree hosta, which is about a 2 foot. Whenever it gets to full size, it's about 2 foot plant. It's intended to be grown in total shade. It has white leaves, and then as the year progresses, as it gets later on into the year, a little bit of green will come in with little tiny filaments up from the base of the plant. And that's all the color it gets. A little tiny bit of chlorophyll close to the veins in the leaf, and the leaf itself is just blank white. So it'll really flash in a shady spot. And then in front of that was about a 15 to 18 inch plant. Whenever they get to full size, they're called a June hosta. And June hostas are a nice dark green with vibrant yellow edges, a little bit of swirly variegation through there, and the stems will supposedly get a little bit of a purple note to them as well. And both of those have lavender colored flowers, really light purple flowers whenever they get their flowers on. And then below that are the mouse ears, which are a tiny little prostrate, like 6 inch hosta that have a blue color to them. to have just different shades going in. Have white and then yellow and green, a little bit of purple in there, and then blue down close to the ground. And then behind all of that, we'll have ostrich fern coming up. That'll get about 3 or 4 foot. So it's just sort of slope down from the corner outwards, and hopefully it'll look nice. But it's good to know that they're very hardy. Stone Day Farmer says, Gardner, just the people who have killed more plants than the average person. There you go. It's a numbers game. If we plant enough stuff, eventually something's going to grow. Mary says, I've got, what? You've got 2 YouTubes going. First one at the beginning at 2 times speed to catch up, and second one to keep up. Oh, that would confuse me. So Mary is saying, if I drink new coffee with a straw, will that help? Well, that'll vacuum. Okay, so since the curcumin doesn't go into solution, then it should settle to the bottom. So yeah, if you drink with a straw, you just suck that up. Needs a crack of black pepper in it, I think. All right. Whitewater Crafting says, sounds great. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Tomatoes. Borage is also coming up from the edible flowers. Yep. The borage that I planted last year produced a couple of volunteers, which is encouraging. Not as many as I necessarily would like, but I've got a few volunteer borage plants that have come up. And then, of course, I planted more, which is good because I missed my opportunity to collect seed from it last year. So it reseeded. And Drops has to keep the basil indoors or the bugs eat it. Good Lord, what kind of bugs do you have? Okay, 10 plant starts for borage ready to go. Nice. Some borage already a foot tall. Wow. The stuff that volunteered, it's only, it's got little flat leaves close to the ground right now. It hasn't gotten big yet at all. Whitewater Crafting says, my Cherokee purple tomatoes are flowering. Texas gardeners, I'll tell you what. Okay. So Mary is wanting to try. She's wanting to drink this stuff for her too because she doesn't want to take the pills. She's got a little pill maker. You get the gelatin capsules, right? And you pour them into this tray and you shake it around, and it's supposed to make them flip to the point where the tops are up. And then you put whatever you want to put in there. Turmeric, a little boswellia extract or whatever in there, and then scrape it off, and then tamp them down. There's a little plate that you put on the top to tamp down the pills, and then you do the same thing with the tops, and you put the 2 plates together and press, and then you open it up and take out your pills. And you can make little gel cap pills with that thing. But she apparently hates taking them. Pepper starts slow, so you may buy some at the store. Yeah, until the heat comes in. Peppers and tomatoes, same family of plant, but they have different requirements. Peppers want heat in order to grow the plant. Tomatoes want heat in order to set the fruit. All right. Stone 8 Farmer says, thinking of using my trailing thyme and oregano as a border around the garden. It might help maybe a little bit. I don't know. I'm going to be trying all kinds of different things to try to spook the rodents. I might use oregano, thyme, things like that. Onions, although the rodents are eating my onions. Mary got a video of one gobbling an onion not too long ago. Let's see. Oh, some more people came in. Let me see here. All right. Gross, all sweet. All right. All right. Let me see here. Sassafras Red just came in. Hello. Probably enjoying the light out there while you've got it. Use peppers to avoid rot in other plants. Okay. Mary is asking if I've shot the whistle hog yet. No, I haven't seen it in a few days. Grow salsify, nothing seems to bother those, but maybe. Sassafras Red says, "Whoa, what did I miss?" Let's see. I think you missed the you missed the introduction of the song that I'm in the middle of writing, but it's in a members only playlist. So you go to your members only playlist and you can catch the session where I was coming up with the lyrics, at least half of them. I introduced new lyrics today, though. Coffee with a straw, is that odd? No, because whenever you lift the cup up like this, you block your view of the road. Oh, yeah. Oh. There's a little grit at the bottom. Not much. Not much. Wasn't too bad. Let's have black pepper. I can't talk. Black pepper to make turmeric do this good work. Let's see. Sunday farmers talking to drops. Yeah, I want something that can be driven over. Yeah. Something that can handle some traffic would be nice. Black oilseed sunflowers. Pepper coffee. Sean stewed coffee out of a cup. I used to like the coffee candy. You get coffee flavored candy. Janice says, my red potatoes I planted last year decided to come up this year. Never had that happen before. Really? So you planted them in the spring last year. And then you got to plant this. Yeah, that's a little odd. Here, oh heck, here comes Texas versus Oklahoma rival. Really? Did I miss something? I must have missed something. Let me see. All right. Strong coffee and golden milk was not good for my belly. Oh. All right. There's Joe. Hello, Joe. 30 minutes late, but you're here. See, I'm gonna have to play something for Joe and for Sean. Maybe at the end. All right. Stone Deep Farmers growing all kinds of really cool stuff. Let's see. Chocolate covered beans. What? Oh, okay. I think I've caught up. No, I haven't. I haven't caught up at all. Cat of 15 years died this past summer. Aw. We lost a bunch of cats this last year. Having one indoor cat is good. Don't have more than one. If you have two cats indoors, they get into scent wars. It's not a pretty picture. All right. Mary is unable to feel the roof of her mouth. Okay. Rain came in today planting currants, gooseberry, and had to move my hazelnuts, put in the eastern white cedar. Nice. How is eastern white cedar different from eastern red cedar? Because eastern red cedar is actually a juniper. Is eastern white cedar an actual cedar, or is it another form of juniper? I wish they would stop doing that. Having entirely different plants and using the same common name for them just bugs me. All right. Pet the rabbit bit the bucket at 11. I didn't know they lived that long. All right. Sassafras Red has the last of the ordered plants coming in this weekend and start traveling work Monday. Well, hopefully they come in on time. Okay. Whitewater Crafting is asking if anyone grows Yuccan holly for caffeine. I've got a couple of trees out there, but they're not doing great. Um, I kind of messed up whenever I ordered them. Um, I should have just waited and not ordered them whenever I did. The nursery was out of the small plants, so I got larger ones than I would have liked to get. And of course, big plants have big problems, and they have bad habits already. So they arrived root bound and not in great shape. And also, it was with an order for other plants that were coming in for being planted during their dormant season. So they were fall, winter, and of course, this was last winter. And I was like, well, shoot, I've got an evergreen in the midst here. This, Yuccan holly is an evergreen, and winter is a bad time to plant evergreens. But I put them in the ground. They kind of limped on through. The tops all died off. Pruned those back, and at least one of them has some green coming out this spring, but it's not being very vigorous. So I don't know if it's going to take off and prosper or not. I might just have to turn around and get some more plants and plant them somewhere else. I don't like the place where I planted them, so maybe they're complying with my wishes and dying off. Let me see here. All right. If they live, whitewater crafting. Nope, never heard of it. Yeah. Okay. So for those people that have not heard, and probably chat's already done this, and I'm talking about something else somebody else has already covered. There is a caffeine producing plant in North America. It's called the Yaupon, Yaupon holly. There are a couple of different subcultivars or strains of it. The one that I got was the umbellata or umbrella shape. If you listened in on our what do plant names mean stream from a week or two ago, uh, that's the third name was umbellata. There's also various varieties. Nana is the dwarf one, of course. That's usually used for hedges. Umbellata is a nice little small to mid-sized tree, and the leaves of this particular holly do contain caffeine, and you can take the leaves and lightly roast them. Or another way it's done is you take the leaves and you immerse them in boiling water for just a minute, pull them out, this gets them wilted. All right, so now you have a wilted leaf. Dry that and roast it, and then you take that and make a tea or a drink like coffee out of it, and that gets your caffeine. Don't eat or drink the berries unless you want to have a convulsive digestive tract experience, because the scientific name, the binomial for the Yaupon holly, is Ilex, which is all hollies are Ilex vomitoria. It'll make you throw up. And actually, that's the way it was used by the natives a long time ago. Uh, Apparently, if you drink enough of this, that it causes you to have a violent expulsion of bodily fluids, you will have a religious experience. Not exactly the way I'd prefer to do it. Let's see. Drops Family Garden is saying, type faster, y'all. Yeah, I can't keep up with everybody. Good year of rain, slow and regular would have been wonderful. Yeah, it never is. The rain is never convenient. Snowdake Farmer is saying, it's on my list, but I haven't been able to get any yet. Doesn't grow in my region. I'll bet it does. I'll bet if you go to one of the places that sells landscaping plants, you're going to find one. Incidentally, even in Oregon, although it doesn't grow in your region, Ilex vomitoria, probably Nana or Umbellata, is going to be in a landscaping plants nursery somewhere in your area. You should be able to find one. The range for those is everywhere. They're just not native to Oregon. All right. Mary's saying not all comments come up. Yeah. Uh, Joe says used to have a big orange tabby look like Morris. His favorite food was raw eggs. Oh, great. And Drops is saying rabbits in captivity can live up to 13 years. Not around here. We get hungry first. So yeah, it's North America's only native caffeinated plant. Yeah, so yeah, you can get away in some places in North America with growing coffee beans, and you might be able to get away with uh, the Camellia sinensis. Maybe I've tried it a couple of times, and I haven't had a whole lot of success growing Camellia sinensis. But Yupon holly has been grown all over the place in North America. All right. Oh, okay. Sassafras Red got back to me. Arbor vitae is the eastern white flat leaf rather than the prickly leaf. Okay, cool. This is an arbor vitae, kind of like a cypress. Have that flat leaf. Let's see. Switched to tea. Did a decade ago. Yeah, I'm not supposed to be drinking coffee, but I tried this stuff out. 13 weeks and money's good at the freezer camp. Hello, Gail. Gail's in the house. Okay. John Dole's stuff. Small farmer in Thailand. He did a cool video on traditional tea roasting and a what? Cool. That would be awesome. And while we're on the topic, if you happen to have his link, if you happen to have his link, Stoned Ape Farmer, go ahead and put it up there for everybody. That would be interesting to watch. Gone ahead and added you as a moderator. All right. Do pawpaw seedlings require shade? Asks Creative Synergistic Transformation. Short answer, yes. You might be able to. We're going to waffle on here. You might be able to grow them without shade, but they're going to do a lot better with some shade. Depends upon where you're at. If you're anywhere in their normal native range, then yeah, you're going to want to give them some shade. If you're way up north, you might be able to get away without shade, but they don't ordinarily grow up there. And I'm out of coffee. I need to make some tea. Okay. Hello, Gail, and Creative Synergistic Transformations as well. I am going to play that song one more time before we're done, but I wanted to do something else really quick while you guys are here. We're going to go without audio for a minute, unless I yell and the microphone here picks me up. But I'm going to go to our other camera and do a little operation real quick. I've got the Redbud wine back there that needs to be transferred from the secondary fermentation vessel into a bucket that I can dispense it from. Mary went ahead and sanitized a whole bunch of bottles. We're not going to fill bottles right now. I'm just going to transfer it over to the bucket. So I'm going to switch to camera view. Woohoo! Thank you, Stoned Ape Farmer, for the link for roasting. Nice. All right, let me find that camera. So there'll be a video on this, sometime before too awful long, showing the entire process. But for right now, I'm not going to be able to see any comments, but I will be able to catch up with you here in just a minute as soon as I do this little transfer. All right, so here we go. Okie dokie. So right now, the redbud wine is being transferred from the secondary fermenter back into the bucket that we'll be able to fill bottles out of. It's completely done with the fermentation process. So the portion that we don't save for actual drinking wine, we'll be making vinegar. And that will go on our salad dressings for next year. Yippee, yippee, yay! Every horizontal surface is a table. Exactly, yeah. All right, let's switch the camera back. Unless you just want to watch that drain. Hello again. All right. Oh, Gail found her Vimmer icons. Yay! All right. Let's catch up on our comments here. There's the T video. Thank you for the link. All right. Gail's playing with her icons. You know, we have another icon that I can add. I just haven't got around to figuring out what it is. Two cameras getting fancy. I have this dream. I have a dream of one day having a hub that I can plug USB cables into and get 100-foot USB cables and have just little cameras all over the place, and I can just switch from one camera to the next to the next. Why? I don't know. It's a tiny little chest freezer. I could use a bigger one, but we don't have room for. Well, we barely have room for that one. Whitewater Crafting says, super cool. We just planted redbuds this year. I've got a lot of redbuds started. Let's see here. Hang on. All right. So Mackenzie has just found out that the redbud tree is edible. Yeah, the flowers are edible. They're sweet, obviously. I was able to take them and boil them down and extract the sugar from them to get started making wine. It's not a lot of sugar, so I had to add extra. But it should make for a nice salad dressing vinegar. Of course, you can use them fresh. You can put them in your pancakes and in your muffins, just like you would use blueberries, waffles. You put them in waffles. If you let the seeds start to form, the little tiny seed pod, whenever it's still young and tender, it's very, very tasty, sweet, just like a sweet pea, like a tiny little sweet pea. And those are good. But once the flower falls off, they start getting tough and bitter. And at that point, you're best off just allowing them to finish growing. And then whenever they're mature, pick the pods off. And if you're not going to use them to start trees with, you can shell them out and then roast them before you eat them. And the seeds roasted are also edible whenever they're mature. All right. Need some frog legs for Robert. What? Okay. Oof. Here's it. You like the girly butterfly. Okay. Aw, you don't like my pretty little blue butterfly? Sniff, sniff. All right. I can always change those, All right. Papa's definitely one shade to start. I'm almost probably 200 so far. All right. So Stone Date Farmer is in, I want to say Zone 5 in Oregon. Is it Zone 5? Uh, so even as far north as he is, still too much sun for a baby papa. Spy cameras. Yeah, kind of like Mary. Yeah, kind of like spy cameras. I was thinking about having them pointed at the bird feeders and the bird baths, and maybe at the bird houses whenever I get them put up. We're now up to we have 2 bird baths and 3 bird feeders, and I haven't put up the bird houses yet. The birds are having to build their own nests, and eventually I'm going to put these things out for them. I had originally planned on buying a bunch of lumber and making my own, and then lumber got expensive, but this was still $10. So I got this, and I'll probably get a couple more of these whenever I go by the Atwoods. Shameless commercial plug there. Pay me. Whenever I go by the Atwoods, I just pick up one more of these every trip. It's an extra $10. But this thing is designed so that you can, presumably, oh, it's going to require a little bit of fiddling. Okay, so on the underside here, this part here swivels out, but it's been painted over. So there you go. There we go. So this part swivels out, which allows you to get inside and clean them out. So if you've got, old nest and debris and a dead baby bird or whatever happens to be in there from the last year, you can get that out, clean it out, and that way your fine feathered friends can move in and set up a new nest in the spring. Now, the thing about birdhouses like this guy here, or if you're using birdhouse gourds to provide a nesting space, is if you just put them out in the early spring, the birds are going to ignore them. Which is why I'm not overly concerned that I haven't put this one out yet. It's because they're not going to nest in it this year anyway. They would rather have the opportunity to look at it, check it out, decide if they really want to, raise a family there, and then maybe then they'll go ahead and start building a nest in it. Usually, you put these out in the spring, you're not going to get birds in them. But if they see it by fall, by the time fall comes around, then the next year those birds may come back and use it. So birds are already in the fall. They're scouting their potential nesting sites for spring. So it needs to be out by fall. So I got time. And I have dusty glasses. So clean up my eyes here. There we go. Frog legs for Robert. Wouldn't that be cannibalism? It might be. Hang on a second. I'm gonna check on the wine real quick. Okay, it's done. See how easy that was? Now I can just see what's going on in different rooms of the house. Yeah, that's it. If I was rich, I would have cameras everywhere. Like, ooh, what's going on over here? Let's watch the Cardinals as they attempt to build a nest. Watch the Blue Jays run off the Cardinals. Yay! All right. How is... Yeah. Every time I scroll down here, I wind up going way, way, way too far. All right. So Gail was asking about how Margaret is doing. That's Mary's mom. She's currently in the nursing home, supposed to be convalescing and resting and letting her back heal up, but I don't know. No, the last time we talked to them, they said it was not looking promising. So we'll see. Mary says she looks for frog videos. Mary likes frogs. Create synergistic transformation says there's virtually no trees here. What plants would grow fast enough to provide shade? All right, real quick, let us know what zone you're in, and well, you can be really general about your location if you want to keep it hidden from weird people. But give us an idea about what the climate is and what zone you're attempting to grow in, and also whether that's the UK hardiness zone or the USDA hardiness zone. And then we can start hunting for some trees that can grow fast. I've got a trick to finding fast growing trees. All right. Stoned Ape Farmer says, speaking of edible tree flowers, I just had the annual maple blossom fritters the other weekend. Really? We tried eating maple seeds this past year. We have a big silver maple that produces tons of them, and they were an experience. I think maybe a red maple would be better than the silver. The silver was a little bitter, got a bit better once we roasted them. Yeah. Yeah, we can't visit Margaret at the nursing home right now, unfortunately. So she's got to be going crazy. Let's see. Watercrafting saying dinner bell, got to run. Well, good night. Right to trellises south and grow something vining. That's a good idea. You can grow fast growing vining plant. Yeah. McKinsey's in 5B, Indiana. Black locust flowers are edible, I understand. Maybe. They're black locust has some issues with being toxic, but the honey, the nectar is okay. So we'll have bees that'll go out and they'll gather the nectar from Robinia pseudoacacia, the black locust, and then they'll go out and go back to their hives. They'll make honey out of it, and that honey is okay. You can eat the honey. I'm not sure about the rest of the tree. There's some toxicity warnings for it. So maybe I haven't tried them. I'm a little scared too. Yale Southern Living is saying 8A, I think. Uh, yeah, stay active as long as possible. Yeah, Margaret's problem was whenever she got done working, she sat on her recliner and watched TV, and then she got to the point where she couldn't stand up anymore. All right. Hops would do the trick if you're wanting to have something vining to provide shade for the propolis. Hops would do it. They get very very tall vining plants. And Joe is asking that birdhouse is for what species? Finches, he's asking. Yes, finches or wrens, both. The hole here is 1 1/8 inch, which is too big for blue jays to get in. So if you want to provide a habitat specifically for those small birds that yes they do eat seeds and some of them eat fruit, um, but they wind up feeding their babies by killing insects and feeding the insects to their babies. So if you want some birds that are going to kill the insects for you and feed their babies with the insects, get a 1 1/8 inch drill bit or a house that has a 1 1/8 inch hole, and that way the blue jays won't run them off. Of course, blue jays will eat some bugs too, but blue jays are they're uh, they're bullies. They'll shove everybody else out. Okay. Stone Day Farmer says 8B. Oh, really? You're an 8B? Oh, that's the Humboldt Current. The Gulf Currents keep you warm. Interesting. Just mild enough winter to qualify as 8B. Sounds nice, actually. All right. Lots of black locusts here. I already got a few black locusts started. I didn't want to, but I did. Let's see. Wait a minute. Somebody's talking about Turkish rocket. Turkish rocket, and I went down too far too again. Hello, Bradley White. Okay. Jan's taken off apparently. 5B USA with baked clay. Oh wow, that's rough. Okay, so create synergistic transformations in 5B USA needs a fast growing tree. Okay, we can do that. Hang on. Let me get this tab up here. All right, and we're going to go to share screen one of these days. Chrome tab. There we go. Make sure we can see that. Okay, there we go. So this is the Plants for a Future database. for everybody who has not yet saved this web address to your favorites, let me plug it in here now. All right, so you're in Zone 5B. We just need fast growing trees. Okay. Let's see. Properties: habit, width, hardness, growth rate. Fast. Hardiness USDA 5. Let's just keep it at that and see what we got. All right. So things that grow fast. USDA hardiness zone, or just look at this column right here. Silver fir, Christmas tree fir, European silver fir, Colorado, a lot of firs, balsam firs, field maple, hedge maple, lure maple. Basically, all your maples will be fast growing for you there. Box elders, sycamore, although that is huge. Also called grape maple, Scotch maple, or plane tree maple. You can grow them, but whenever they decide it's time for them to come down, they destroy your house. Red maple would go good. Of course, you get silver maple, which we have. I don't really like silver maple as much as some of the others. Okay, other plants that are here. I should have refined the search to exclude things that are small. Yarrow, of course, will grow there, but it's not going to provide you any shade. Let's see. Horse chestnuts, but those are toxic, so I don't know if I'd want to necessarily grow those. Hi, kitty. Let's see what else. Alder trees. There we go. Alnus glutinosa, like I'm growing, the European alder. Depending upon where you're at, they haven't been banned. You can't get them in Wisconsin, although they do grow wild in Wisconsin. But if you plant one, they're running the risk of getting arrested. They've made them illegal in Wisconsin. I don't know why. See, Japanese alders. Just about any kind of alder tree. And alder trees grow really, really fast. Alder tree probably would be my number one choice, incidentally, if you're looking for a fast growing tree that's going to provide you with some shade. Get back to StreamYard here. Fast growing tree provides you lots of shade. Alder is a good choice because alder has some other nice properties. It's a nitrogen fixing tree. It forms an association with bacteria at the root level that pulls nitrogen out of the air, fixes the nodules at the roots, and therefore provides fertilizer not only for the alder but for everything that's around it. Whenever you cut back the foliage and use that to mulch with, that nitrogen goes in wherever you lay it down. Pardon me. And it forms mycorrhizal associations with both ectomycorrhizal plants and with arbuscular mycorrhizal plants. So if you're looking for a bridge species that can join your nut trees and your fruit trees together in a communal network, the alder tree is good for that. So all around alder, if they're not illegal, where you're at. Okay, let me see. Joe is in central Mexico with subtropical climate, but altitude influences as much as latitude. Okay, cool. Grow some chocolate down there. Charles was going to ask freehandly made how the North Pole is doing. Yeah, it's cold up in Wyoming, huh? Let's see. I think Nebraska would do well. Leafy greens for 5B in the shade. Okay. Yeah, just organic matter whenever you've got clay, and a little bit of gypsum too. It helps break it up. And Bradley White's giving me a beer or a root beer or something frosty. 65 degrees in the frozen north. Joe's saying black locust leaves are sure pretty and fragrant. The bees like them. All right, create synergistic transformation. Saying Turkish rocket is getting established. I've been wanting to get some Turkish rocket for a while now, but it's kind of hit and miss. Places that have it, they'll have it for a short time and then it's sold out. All right, Stone Date Farmer is saying I've eaten black locust seeds after eating or after reading. Sam Thayer's account. I think it's required changes of water. Probably they've got. Let me go ahead and look this up real quick. They do have a toxin in them. Hang on a second here. But I can't remember what it is off the top of my head. All right. Robinia, pseudoacacia, black locust, yellow locust, and honey locust also are in the same category. All parts of the plant except for the flowers are to be considered toxic, but the toxin can be destroyed by heat. Let me see here. So the flowers are okay, but don't eat the rest of it. Here we go. So the seeds, whenever they be boiled and used like peas after boiling, they lose the acid taste. Interesting. The strong narcotic and intoxicating drink is made from the skin of the fruit. Piperonal is extracted from the plant. It's used as a vanilla substitute. Really interesting. And of course, the flowers have a fragrant aroma. There's supposed to be a note on exactly what toxin's in there. So, other than eating the flowers, try to avoid eating black locust, but you can apparently cook the seeds and they become safe, presumably. Flowers are said to contain the anti-tumor compound benzoaldehyde. Interesting. Inner bark and root bark are emetic, purgative, and tonic. So they'll make you toss your cookies. But that's in the medicinal category. All right, closing that out. All right. Blue jays are a lot bigger than cardinals. Yes, they are. And a cardinal won't fit through. Cardinal is not able to get into these, into birdhouses this size. Cardinals can't get into them. But the cardinals around here don't have any problem building their own nests. They do it every year. All right. All right. And Joe is talking about wrens. Yes, wrens can fit in there, and finches can fit in there. And yeah, the English sparrow or house sparrow can't get in there. It's a little bit too big. So if you don't want house sparrows, but you would rather have wrens and finches and maybe chickadees, doing the smaller wren houses. Chickadees can get in there. Okay. Yeah, black locust seeds are itsy bitsy teeny weeny. She was asking about American elms, fast growing as well as changed through Dutch elm disease of the years past. I don't know. I don't grow elms. Not intentionally, anyway. We have so many that volunteer. They've become a weed. I have to pull them up every time I see them. Sycamore trees planted in 2019 by this municipality are growing nice. Sycamores get huge. I mean, they really do. They are incidentally a sweet sap producer. They're in the same family as the sugar maples. You can tap the bark of a sycamore and get sugar out of it, get sweet syrup out of it, and boil it down, make a maple sugar. All right. Red maple, 3 years old and only 2 foot tall. Wow. It's not taking off and growing fast for you. Water, water, water. Lots of water. You want to see Kitty? Hey, Furball. This was a yeah. Hi. Yeah. All right. Just say hi to the people. I know you don't want to be picked up. Meow. Oh, she really doesn't want to be picked up today. Here she is. Right. Hey, hello to the good peoples. All right, there you go. She said hi. Yeah, the cat. Oh, yeah. If I'm in the middle of downloading video from the camera to the computer, the cat will walk up to it and go, "Ooh, does this cord do something important?" Bat. And I'll come back and check on it. Oh, we only managed to download one clip before the cat disrupted everything. Furball. Megato. Meow. Yes. Yeah. So Gato has a Japanese name. It's my daughter's cat. She left this one here. Mackenzie has a new collaboration coming up. Do tell. A new collaboration. All right. While you're telling everybody about your collaboration, or Mackenzie's collaboration, or Mackenzie can tell us. For the people that didn't get to hear earlier, I'm gonna do this music thing one more time. Other than live streams where I'm specifically intending to make them non-monetized, I'm not going to do covers anymore because that last one can't monetize it. They'll probably still play commercials over it though, knowing that. All right. Yesterday's game ended the same way too. Losing my mind, sitting here thinking of you. And I don't know when. Jeez, I can't remember my lyrics. Isn't that horrible? Don't know when it'll rain again. It'd be good to see your face again. I miss you. that was the first set of lyrics I came up with, and that was on the members only video. But I did come up with another lyric because I was thinking about the other side of the conversation, because this is like one person singing, they're at home, they don't know when it's going to rain again. They're sitting around quietly going insane because they don't have anything to do, I guess. I don't know. But the other side of the conversation is the person that's out there on the road. So you could have the girl play this part, the cowgirl is out there, or you could be the cowboy out there. It doesn't really matter. I've been riding the range somewhere between and riding the range somewhere between Phoenix and Omaha. The road hasn't changed, it's still the same as it ever was. And I don't know when I'll be home again. It's been good to hear your voice again. I miss you. Ooh, missing you. Ooh. All right, so anyway, that's the song we're in the middle of writing. It's not copyrighted by anybody. I don't know. I've published it, so it's copyrighted to me. So what's going on out there? So Dave said, I saw an ad on your channel literally the same day. If I hit my 4,000, I hit the 4,000 hours and the 1,000 subscribers right about the same time. I tried to make most of my videos early on about 10 minutes long, and apparently that seems to be the golden ratio whenever you're doing a channel build, is to shoot for 10 minutes for your videos. Try not to go too much over that because people aren't going to watch them. If you have a 10-minute video and people watch half of it, then you'll get 5 minutes per view. And at about 5% of the people that subscribe to your channel actually watching your content will get you to about 4,000 hours and 1,000 subscribers, close to the same amount of time. The content is so compelling that my brain didn't process that I'd seen ads. Oh, I do my ads a little bit differently too. I don't put any in mid-roll at all. So once you start watching the video, you don't have to worry about there being an ad popping up in the middle of it and disrupting whatever it is that you're doing. The front one at the beginning is non-skippable. That way, the people that actually pay for the platform get paid, and I get a little bit of it too. Yay! And then there's one at the very end, and of course, if you don't feel like watching that one, you can always go watch a different video as soon as the end of the video pops up. I figure that's a nice way to do it. I don't really like watching a video and it's like, here's an hour's worth of viewing, and every 5 minutes you're having to reach up there and click skip. Otherwise, this video just keeps on playing and playing and playing and playing, and I've got my hands full. I'm busy doing things. I can't reach over there and hit the skip button constantly. So 30 seconds worth of advertisements every now and then is okay, I suppose. Pays the bills. All right. Let's see. Yeah. take advantage of the advertisement. Go take care of your plumbing work. Yeah. Make a snack. Start a pot of coffee. 78 Farmers, the second video is like an hour. Oh yeah. No, the more editing you do, the more stuff that you have to do. It takes too long. I'll get an hour or 2 hours worth of footage, and then can try to condense it down to about 5 to 10 minutes worth of stuff. It's like, let's cut all this stuff out. Let's cut that out. Cut that out, and then finally get that bit. But if you have a really long, involved process that you're doing, you can spend 2 or 3 hours with the editor trying to make it into a condensed, watchable component. You can just throw all your footage out there raw and go, okay, here's 4 hours of footage, and people watch a couple of minutes and go, okay, yeah, unless they're just really bored, they're going to move on. But what else are you going to do? It takes a long time to edit. Anyway, hey, we have been going for well over an hour now. So that's the new music. I'm sorry about the microphone that I'm having to use right now. One of these days, we will hopefully get a good microphone and attach it to the computer. We'll see. I'm still waiting on that first YouTube paycheck. Woohoo! It should be coming any day now. We hope. And then whenever we get that, we will have a live stream and I'll show that off. Hopefully, Mary will be here to keep track of comments because, I have a hard time keeping up with comments and doing other things at the same time. And we will do some cover music for that particular live stream, so it'll be completely unmonetized, unless of course somebody wants to send a kind donation. That would be nice. We'll also be doing giveaways. I'm going to be giving away at least 2 of these Green Country Agroforestry t-shirts with a little logo at the bottom that says Growing the Future. And what else we've got? We've got a seed vault pack, a couple of different collections of heirloom tomato seeds to give away. I've got I think 50 different individual packs of seeds. Those are like 59 cents a piece, and like, what was it, 50 cents for a stamp these days, 40 cents, who knows. Throw those in an envelope. I'll ship those out as door prizes as well. But we're going to go through all of the YouTube paycheck money for that live stream whenever we get the check. So that's going to be fun. If you would like a cat, I'll ship you one in the post too. No, I won't. I'm kidding, Kitty. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. No. I'm not going to put you in a box and ship you anywhere, really. Could be like Mary and not edit. So hopefully we'll be doing that sometime soon. But of course, we're going to be waiting on Mary to get back from riding the range. Although I think she's somewhere between Miami and Omaha right now, not Phoenix. Comments, Mary. Comments. Are you drunk and using talk to text again? You are, aren't you? I'll bet you are. No, you just have to let me know what people are saying. Really, that's all. Hi, Kitty. You're such an attention hog. This cat is such an attention hog. Anyway, thanks for coming out tonight, guys. As always, found the video informative or entertaining, you know what to do. I will catch you next time.